everyone, welcome to this second and last match of the fourth round of the Clash of the Clans. So this match will determine who will be playing against the no-unit team in the semi-finals of this tournament. We are on Rivers of Blood once again, and we've got on the PACT side the WTF team represented by Firestarter, Valkyrie and Dirty D, and on the NATO team we've got AVA1 represented by Delta, Crow 2 and myself. So, in terms of units, on the PACT side, we've got, of course, the commander, Afghansky to defend it against air units, and 2 Smurge units as long-range support. We've also got 2 Malkas, but these ones are apparently moving with the army to support the enemy, the army at close range. On the NATO side, we've got 1 commander also, Flag Panzer Chaparral to defend it, and 2 MLRS. So 2 MLRS on one side and 2 Smurges on the other side. In terms of ground units, we've got, of course, a 3-way attack, just like the NATO team, and we've got a combination of infantry and light vehicles. We've got a recon, a commander, and assault rifle infantry, ATGM infantry, anti-air, and light vehicles. The Zalos over here. Over here is the same thing: rifle infantry, ATGM, anti-air, recon, vehicle. Infantry, anti-air, infantry, transport vehicles. The only difference here is that we've got a few heavy tanks, well, medium tanks with heavy firepower, T62M1, T55s, T64A, sorry, and 1 T80 in the middle right here. On the NATO side, we've got helicopters that we haven't seen much on the PACT side, apart from 2 recon choppers. We've got on the left side the usual Gazelle AH1 for recon, Gazelle cannon with the autocannons, of course, and up here we've got quite the same thing, Gazelle cannon and Cobras to defend the command helicopter over here. In terms of ground forces, we've got Sage in terms of recon, a lot of infantry and a lot of autocannons, Viezels, Radon, Viezels over here, flamethrower vehicles with the Zippos, Sheridans over here. Over here we've got Marder 1s, 12 VABs, patterns, not even the Rise ones, the basic patterns, autocannon recon, and over here more autocannons, autocannons, infantry, autocannons. So it's really, well, it's big autocannon units over here, big infantry and light vehicles over there. So let's see how it turns up. We've got the NATO players going directly for Hotel with the helicopters over here, command helicopter going directly for Delta over there, and a lot of autocannon units coming in right in the middle to stop directly the enemy units. First encounter, not yet. So we've got 1 commander that wanted to go right on Delta, but unfortunately for him, NATO players have arrived before. We've got the UHA-1A that has arrived on Delta, and the Gazelle cannons that will be able to stop this little army over here, supported by the rockets of the Cobras. 1 Gazelle cannon is down, but yeah, it looks like the rockets over here will be able to stop everything over here. The commander is pulling back, of course, to avoid getting killed. In the middle, we've got Foxtrot captured by the PACT players. NATO players haven't controlled Juliet yet. MLRS shooting, Smash have shot also. Well, quite a nice shot, but missed its middle area over here. Autocannon vehicles over here pushing in. Same thing on the left. Sheridans in the middle with infantry and ground recon. On the left side, we've got the Gazelles that have taken position. Autocannons, infantry, flamethrower vehicles coming in right in the forest here to defend this area. No commanders yet, but 1 VAB PC is coming in to capture Hotel, and 1 M114A1 coming in on India. So all these positions have been taken before the commanders have been sent. For now, it seems to be going quite well for the NATO players who are going to control both the left and the right side of the map. Only the center is controlled, has better control by the PACT players, but NATO players are pushing in, and a commander for the NATO players is coming in also. So it's gonna be pretty much a balanced start here in the middle of the map. The MRS continue to shoot at the PACT positions. No real impact here. A few colors killed. The concourse don't take a single hit over here, so Not an optimal shooting, but quite a nice one still. Smirches shoot over here, and will manage probably to kill the chasseur. Yeah, nice shots. Chasseur's totally killed. Over here, the PACT players have managed to control the building over here. They've got a nice combination of recon and nice anti-infantry here and anti-vehicle. Unfortunately, the Concourse have no more ATGM missiles, so the Jaegers will be able to push in, but the VPZU in the buildings are very strong. Cobras are coming in to support, but even with those, it is pretty hard to kill them. They are still stunned, but the Jaegers will get totally slaughtered in the open. On the left side of the map, well, first encounter between the autocannon vehicles that are rushing through and the PACT defenses. PACT players that will start an offensive over here. And the Armada one that realized that there is a lot of defenses in the forest, just pull back and stay in the forest to defend the NATO position. The VAB PC has stopped to call in reinforcements and is moving back into the forest to take a much more defensive position, a better position. So, in terms of map control, the NATO players have a slight advantage with Delta and Hotel. In terms of point, it's quite balanced at this point in the game. And, well, it looks like both teams are, for now, just taking position and starting to harass. In the middle of the map, it's an observation, no real attack. The few autocannon vehicles have been killed, so it's just observation for now. PACT players seem to be willing to push on the left side, while the NATO players wanted to push on the right side, but they were pushed back. The PACT players still have control of this building over here and are pushing on the left over here. NATO players seem to have very few defenses. A few reinforcements have been called, hopefully. But PACT players are taking the advantage over here. Nice MLRS shooting over here. The BRDM2U is getting killed. And yeah, he is down. There we go, we've got now a real advantage for the NATO players, who have, I think, 5, 9, 12, 19, sorry. 20 points against 9, 20 points against 9 in terms of income, of course. So it's a huge advantage for the NATO players, who have the middle sector and the two flank sectors, so it's a huge advantage for the NATO players. Right now they are behind in terms of point accumulated, but in terms of revenue they have twice as much. But in terms of map control, well, the PACT players still control Foxtrot, so they can send another command over here. They are pushing in between Charlie and Echo over here, and they are willing to do the same thing over here, even if the NATO players still control the area pretty well. So for now, well, see, a commander has been sent in Foxtrot, so it will reduce the advantage from 20 to 9 to 20 to 14. And the PACT players are pushing over here. They seem to have the advantage in terms of units, but unfortunately for them, Abbots are coming in, have come in, and are starting to shell the area to push back the enemy units. Abbots who have been buffed a bit in the last patch, or the previous patch, well, in one of the last patches, and they are quite good artillery units now for their price. For $40, you've got 40 points, you've got a 504 artillery with a 4 per minute rate of fire, which is quite nice. So they're shelling the area. PACT units taking position behind their front lines, trying to defend themselves. Unfortunately, they only have transport units. They have one recon unit, but yeah, that can be very, very dangerous for the NATO players. If the recon manages to detect the units on Delta, they could smudge these units pretty nicely. Hopefully for the NATO players, units are coming in and will probably detect the recon and push and kill them. Gazel's coming in behind, unfortunately, or hopefully for the PACT players. Tunguska is present over here. It misses its first missiles, but the recon chopper is finally hit and goes down pretty quickly. The two other Gazelles are passing by and manage to survive. Over here, the PACT units are moving forward. The Gazelles have pulled back. A few VABs are sent in to detect a bit the amount of enemy troops present. And the defense is quite thin for now. Over here, a little offensive also. The chasseurs are getting killed, even if they are supported by a Zippo. A few autocannon units will be able to stop the offensive normally. A new smudge, MLR shooting over here. Sorry, but the BRDM2U is just outside of the concentrated fire area of the MLRS units and gets away with 5 hit points left. Over here, the Abbots are trying to shoot at the VPZU, who are taken, who are also being purchased by, well, not purchased, who are being attacked, sorry, lost my words over there, by the VABs, and will get killed, hopefully for NATO players, before they manage to detect the artillery over here. The PZUs are on the ground, they are killed, and the NATO players who are taking control of the forest behind the enemy lines. Over here, the building is also getting taken by the NATO players. The Concourse has no more ATGM left, allowing the Vizels to kill them from afar, and the VPZU are pulled back. There are only 2 guys left, I think, yeah, 1 and 2. So the building will be taken back by the NATO players. Foxtrot still not controlled by the PACT players. The commander has been pulled back over here, and the NATO players who are moving a bit forward. The Bryce pattern getting killed by the TCC2 and TC5 over here. And no, I was gonna say down he goes, but not yet apparently. Well, that's it. The Foxtrot sector is under a bit of pressure over here, and the commander is killed. Wow. Nice shot. Over here, the PACT players are pushing in pretty hardly. 8 AMX-10Ps with Legionnaires inside are coming in to defend against this Motostrelki attack. And over here, Mochutsen and Motostrelki are coming in. Hopefully, the other cannon units have been able to push back the transports. Unfortunately, the big unit that deals a lot of damage over here are the 2 MS7M Malkas with their 7 of HE. They are able to destroy every single unit present in this forest quite quickly. The Vizels have been killed nearly instantly, and yeah, they are really the pain in the ass right now for the NATO player on this side of the map. Zalos and BMP 685 coming in. Vizels send in as reinforcements, but they probably won't be able to come in fast enough to defend. The Marder ones have to come back to defend. And over here, well, for now, the MX-10P and the Legionnaire are able to push back the Motoselki pretty easily. But unfortunately, the markers are taking position and will start shooting at those Legionnaires, which will deal a lot of damage. The ME9 is coming in to detect, but is shot down by the Roland 2. Marder 1 coming in from behind to take out the PACT army, but the PACT army is moving. One Zalo, no, not even. The Zalo is fleeing faster. Legionnaires getting totally killed by the artillery over here. Looks like it's going to be a very tough fight. Back in the middle, Mokusen are charging again, but the Zippo is pushing back the infantry charge. The baton has been killed over here. PACT players are still have quite a few units in Foxtrot, but the commander is killed. And over here, the building has been recaptured. Behind the enemy lines, we've got well, all the units have been wiped out, and a few NATO units are coming in. We've got tanks over here, we've got helicopters over here, recon here and there. For now, the NATO players are trying to push into Charlie, back into Hotel. All of these AMX-10P and Legionnaires are stunned or routing by thanks to the Malkas over there. The BMPs are stopped more or less by the Vizels coming in, the MLR is shooting, and the Marders coming back from behind. And one T-80 is coming in, that's a real pain. The commander has pulled back to avoid getting shot stupidly by the BMPs and the Zalos. Marder one's killing 2 BMPs from behind. Vizels coming in, trying to do what they can, but they are pretty spread out. 2 Vizels, one is here, the other one is detract over there. All the Zalos and BMPs have hopefully been killed, and the T-80 is pulling back in the forest, but has more or less destroyed every single autocannon vehicle. Here the Marders are pursuing, not sure it's a good idea. One of them is down. This one also. Only one left. over here. And he is killed. T80 gaining 1 level experience. And well, for now the Pact assault has been stopped. Over here a few Legionnaires and Chasseurs will be probably able to stop these 2 Motostrelki infantry units left. Well, it's 1 Legion against 1 Motostrelki and 1 Motostrelki. Normally the Legionnaire will be able to take them out. Here we go, 1 Motostrelki dead, and the other will go down also. Back in the middle of the map, we've got the commander in Juliet pulled back. He's been smirched but not killed. All the units have been killed in the forest, but the commander has been able to pull back. He will have to be repaired. If not, he will be pretty vulnerable. Over here, 55 coming in, but 1 Wiesel, 1 Tau is present with a Sage French recon. And over here, the NATO players are pushing forward once more. T-64s killed, or T-62s, didn't really see. Igla getting killed by the transports over here. NATO players pushing in on this Charlie sector right now. So Juliet and Foxtrot have been lost by both teams, but the commander of NATO players is still alive and will come back eventually. Over here, Hotel is still in control of the NATO players. A lot of reinforcements are sent in. But well, not that much actually. 2 Saracens, 2 VABs and 8 AMX 90 Lynx units are sent in to defend. Once more the Smirches are trying to shoot down the commander, but the VAB PC is pulling back. The Vulcan is killed, but the VAB is out of danger and will just come back and recapture the sector. Chest of Hamas coming in to defend a bit over here. See, so the Pact offensive has more or less paid off. They've wiped out every unit in this forest, nearly wiped out this forest over here. And well, the defenses in Hotel have been totally slaughtered. Reinforcements have to be sent in order to re-defend this area. The VAB PC hasn't come back in the area right now, and well, for now Hotel isn't controlled. Over here, the NATO players are still pushing in even strongly. Even stronger. The Jaegers are pushing in. They are pushed back by Afghansky and Represelu, but they are still controlling the forest over here. It's quite a bad position here for the Pact players. They've got very few units left. Very few ATGM. They've got 1 concourse over here. Oh well, they still have a T80 over here, so for now it's quite good. But Bradleys have arrived, and Bradleys are absolutely awesome against infantry and tanks. ATGM going and missing. Yeah, well, that happens. So back in Hotel, the VAB PC is moving and will try to recapture the sector, but from another point, probably over here. The AMX 90 Langs are trying to push and harass the reinforcement area of the Pact players by going around the Pact offensive over here that will encounter the Chasseurs and the paratroopers in this area. So for now, Juliet recaptured by the NATO players, sorry. Charlie still controlled by the Pact players, but the NATO offensive is getting stronger and stronger. The T80 is routing, the PTRs are routing, the Concours are out of ATGMs. Infantry units are still in the forest over here. It's gonna be pretty hard for the Pact players to resist, especially with this huge income advantage for the NATO players and this nearly perfect balance in terms of points accumulated for both teams. So on the left side, it's still this Pact offensive over here. When AMX 10P has managed to come and will try to harass the enemy lines. Still BMPs coming in over here, and Concourse taking position into the building over here. Over here, patterns that were initially positioned here to stop sorry, to stop any enemy units movement on this road have pulled back over here to stop the eventual BMP 685 push over here. 1 BRDM2U has been sent in to capture Hotel. If the Pact players capture Hotel, it's going to be a very tough time for the NATO players to resist. So that's quite a nice move. Unfortunately, they aren't aware that 8 AML 90 Lanks are coming in right at this moment. and well, it was a big surprise, I must say, when I played. I was just sending these units to harass a bit, and then poof, oh my god, a commander, and I just pick it out really easily. That's really lucky on my part and really unlucky on their part. So yeah, that happens. Stuff like that happens. And once more, the PACT offensive has broken the NATO defense lines, and more infantry units have to be sent to defend. Well, we must point out that Valkyrie is the player charging in this area, and he is spending nearly all his points to attack. Meanwhile, Selkares is the player defending here, and he is still trying to accumulate points for his team. So it's quite logical that Valkyrie manages to push into the area, and well, the logic I had during the game was that I had to accumulate points. I had to hold while spending as less points as possible, as few points as possible, and if I really had to, I could spend like 500 points in once to defend the sector, and then pull back the commander if I really needed to. But until now, well, of course I lost the forest here, but I'm still managed to hold the sector, which is in the end the most important part. Back into Charlie, the PACT players have been able to push back the NATO offensive. NATO players who are still in control of this hill over here, they totally dominate the battle over here. They have stopped moving forward, but they are in a really nice position right now. Chasseurs have taken position in the building over here, and their VABs are moving in, trying to detect the enemy commander, and why not do a nice little move with the MLRS or the Gazelles right behind. Over here, the Lanks have been slaughtered by the Havoc. Havoc pursued by the Gazelle cannons that are arriving here. A routing Havoc, that's a bad situation over here. Back onto Hotel, well, the paratroopers and the Chasseurs are doing what they can to stop the Motutsen. BMPs are coming in, and well, the VAB is aware of that and is pulling back, especially with the Smirches shooting in the area. It's a very bad position right now. The VAB is pulling back. NATO players don't have a hotel anymore. They won't be able to call any reinforcements if the VAB doesn't come back into the sector. Over here, the Havoc has been killed. The AMX-10P and the Lanks are coming in. They nearly are able to hit the T-80, but the T-80 turns and faces the Lanks, and the Lanks are totally slaughtered, of course, at that point. They are able to take down the Tunguska over here, but will get totally slaughtered by a T-80. Back on the right side, Juliet is captured by the NATO players. No commander yet on the PACT sector, Foxtrot, and over here, well, the VABs have detected the commander, so the MLRS have started shooting, but the commander intelligently has already moved away and will get out of harm's way. On the right side here, NATO players are starting their movement once more. 8 Fuchs are coming in from the right side of Charlie, and the BRDM is pulling back. He knows he doesn't have enough units to defend over here. He's got just a few infantry units over here and anti-air, which won't be able to stop this charge. So the commander is pulling back quite early. Nice move, and will probably be able to survive this attack. But it looks like the NATO players will be able to control the forest in this area. Back onto Alpha, the commander is coming back to its initial position, and yeah. So, in terms of cost sectors, Charlie is contested right now while the commander is moving. Pro2 knows the commander is going over there, it has been detected, and will probably shoot with his MLRS units. Alpha and Golf still controlled, the Armadillos are shooting over there right now, but the BRDM-2 is out of harm's way and isn't hit. It doesn't take any damage at all. Forest totally controlled by the NATO players right now. 2 Chasseur units coming in, and the commander is killed. What a move! One little rush with 2 VABs and 2 Chasseur units, and the commander is down. Really nice. 3 Fuchs are able to move behind the enemy lines and will probably try to attack once more the commander over here. And meanwhile, Gazelle cannons are coming in and going all the way around to harass the commander over there. Back into Hotel, the VAB has pulled back, has been able to recapture Hotel a few seconds to send in reinforcements, and will be able to move back in but the forests have to be cleaned out, have to be cleaned before the commander moves back in, of course. It will be too risky if not. BMPs are coming in over here, the mother will probably get killed. Yeah. Well, it's TAT that got it. It stole the kill. So back over here, the AMX-10Ps are coming into the forest and countering resistance, so the VAB is pulling back. And well, for now, the PACT offensive has been once more pushed back by the NATO defense. Over here, Jaegers coming in, Mi-24s are able to stop the infantry offensive. The commander has been pulled back, maybe a little too much, since there is no more danger here. Well, yes, the MRAs are shooting at this general area, so the commander is pulling back. Unfortunately for him, Gazelle cannons are coming in from behind and will totally slaughter the commander. At this point, the commander has no long-range anti-air, 4 Gazelle cannons, it's totally finished. Even the Smirch will probably go down. And here we go, the Smirch is down. Afghanskis start shooting, but it is too late. They don't even hit the Gazelle. 4 Gazelles kill 1 commander and 1 Smirch. And well, it's pretty much the end right now. Charlie Commander has been killed. Alpha Commander has been killed. Only Golf is still in the control of the PACT players. They've got 800 points left. And once again, I'm going to say the same thing I always say in the economy games. They should start spending all their points to come back in the game. Valkyrie has been spending a lot of points to attack the wholesale sector. Until now, it hasn't paid off. DRTD has spent a lot of points to defend over here. Unfortunately, he's been, well, he hasn't really been overrun, but a few sneaky attacks, VABs over here and Gazelle Cannon over here, have taken out the commanders, so that's too bad. And Firestarter holding the middle doesn't spend a lot of points. He should probably spend all his points to counter-attack. They aren't totally finished in this game. Yes, they are far away in terms of points, but they still have a lot of units on Charlie, Alpha, and for sure they could recapture the sectors quite quickly, or at least push the NATO players to spend a lot of points to defend, just like it's the case in a hotel. I still have 600 points, but I still have to spend a lot of points to defend on this in this sector. So well, we'll see how it ends up. Over here, well, no real movement from the NATO side. They know, players know they have a huge advantage, 20 points to 3 in terms of income, 1,600 points to 700 in terms of points accumulated. So for now, there is no real need to push. It's the PACT players that have to attack to come back in this game. They are attacking over here, but nothing on Charlie or Foxtrot. So for now, it's gonna be pretty difficult. Vab sent in right here, probably to attack Golf, sorry, over there. Let's speed things up a bit. Once again, an infantry combat over here. Patterns and the recon unit sent over here, sorry, to prepare their offensive on Golf. Back on Charlie, nothing is moving. On Juliet, it's more or less the same thing. Just a few pattern and recon units that are moving in to clear out the last infantry units. Well, the PACT players are charging a bit in the hotel, but the major frontline Foxtrot Charlie isn't moving at all. Few transports here, MLR is shooting. The tanks and recon are coming in. Unfortunately, well, hopefully for them, they detect the T-80 quite quickly, realize it's a huge menace, and they just pull back behind, well, beneath the cliff to survive. And then they see the helicopters, so they hide in the forest. At this moment, the infantry units come in the Gulf sector. MLR is shooting at the general area of the PACT commander. Over here, infantry pushing in, but there are still a lot of defenses. Infantry units coming in, so the patterns go on the right while the infantry goes on the left. Huge push over here, and the commander will be totally circled by the NATO units, and the MLRS is killing the last defenses in the forest. So the V-150 and the patterns will be able to move into the forest. The NATO infantry has made a very, very nice diversion, and the tanks and the recon are coming in and will simply kill the last PACT commander. And here we go, last commander killed, win for the NATO players. So, total victory for LVA1, defeat for what the fuck. Once again, just a little criticism. Why do you have 900 points at the end of the game? You should have spent them all to try to come back. Well, probably they probably thought they had already lost at this point, so they didn't really counter-attack, but just for all you guys who are watching, just know that in a situation like this, you need to spend all your points to come back. If not, it's just 1000 points, well, wasted. In terms of kills, well, I can't really compare. I mean, in this 8000 total points, you've also got all the units that were killed at the end when the commander was killed. So I think, well, the NATO players had killed a bit more units than the PACT players, but not really that much. With the real big difference is in the command points, more than double points for the NATO players, which is of course the source of their victory. So yeah, quite a nice match, big battle. The NATO players managed to hold on the left side and in the middle, while the right side pushed into the PACT defense. The PACT defense held quite well, but they did a couple of mistakes and lost a few command units to sneaky attacks, VABs, Fuchs, Gazelle Cannon, MLRS. So yeah, that hit them pretty hard and cost them the game probably. Yeah. So thanks for watching, I hope you liked it, and see you next time for the semi-finals of the Clash of the Clans.